One of the things in training horses I think is very important is use the environment, use whatever you have. And I know that sometimes you see these beautiful movies and people who have these beautiful places. Well, not many of us have these beautiful places. And it doesn't matter where you are, it matters what you do. The quality time is more important. And quality time, to me, is a balance in between being together and doing some training. It's not only about training, it's not only about being together, because when a horse has no purpose in life, then he will get unhappy. I believe in 4 basic rules, and that's common sense. That's in the head. It's the common sense. It's the use of knowing. It's being wise. The second part, or actually it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, but there are 4. The second part is how to be horse. And when you're a horse, there are some rules. One of the rules with horses is that they're very social. They're very kind animals. And they only fight when they're defending. Don't screw up my tape. Then we have a third part, which is the sensitivity, the feelings. And feelings, and it's not only about being very nice and being very sweet and cutie, because of course it's interesting to be nice and kind and friendly, even towards a horse, but it's not the only thing. You also have to be able to say, ho. You have to be firm, you have to be persistent, you have to be very clear. Those are very important things. And then the fourth part, and that's something that many people are very aware of, is the body. And I also know that many people believe in supplements and stuff, and feed this and feed that on their horse. But it doesn't solve your problem, it doesn't solve your issues. If, for instance, at this moment, a lot of people, especially the ones who have horses which are a little bit more nervous, are feeding magnesium, and they believe in it. Well, if you take a closer look, first of all, go to the source. What's the source? Nervousness. Where does it come from? Well, it comes from the kidneys, and I will show you later on where the kidneys are, because there is the stress hormones are made there, the cortisol, cortisone. So if a horse is nervous, he will make more cortisone. And what kills the cortisone? Magnesium. So the body needs more magnesium to make the body calm. All emotions are hormones, and I'm going to write about that, so you will find that later on in the book, which is not finished yet because I'm very critical. All emotions are hormones, and it's very. He's a stallion, for instance. If I let a mare walk here in season, doesn't matter what, he will respond on that. His hormones will tell him in his brain, in his body, and testosterone is made in between the legs. His body will tell him to respond. It's very normal, and that's part of what I call the second part. It's part of being horse. It's normal to respond on mares. It's normal to respond on other things. Interesting question might be, does he know that I'm female? Well, the answer is very easy. Yes, he does. He definitely knows that I'm female. So I have to be very careful that he's not getting sexual interested in me, because that would be disturbed behavior. So I have to pay attention to his being horse, being male, but also on being our relationship. To him, I am the one who is telling him what to do. And you can see that he's very persistent in, I want to play with my mouth. He's a stallion, and boys play a lot with their mouth. So I can answer it a little bit, but I also have to be careful. You will see my hand always nearby the nose, and that's only to prevent that he might mistake and might give a little bit too rough bite. If he would bite, I know that with his mares it would be very interesting, and boys play these games of biting, but I don't like it, so I let him play a little bit with my tools. And for some people it might seem, then he's biting you. No, he's really biting. He's really looking for my rope or the reins or in this case the whip. So those are things, the 4 elements of which I think are very important to pay attention to. And I think, when I can only speak for my own country, we are very focused on the physical part, the body, and on the mind. But it's all, most of the time, many times I see one direction. We are focused on that he has to learn to listen to us. Well, do you listen to your horse? Are you aware of what you're doing? Do you know why he's doing this, why he's doing that? Do you understand? And if you do, and the answer is yes, great, have a good time. But if the answer is horses show unpredictable behavior, well, I can assure you, for me, I'm 45 years of horses, no horse is unpredictable, because I can always look at the situation and I can I'm very fast in understanding what's happening. That is because I observed horses for a long, long time, many times. Anyway, so we're going to do some things, and I'm just preparing on some work. This, what I'm doing now, talking to this camera, looking around a little bit to the other horses, is also, this is part of discipline. And the 4 rules are discipline, feeling, being balanced, being a horse, and also using your common sense. And your common sense is not only one-way direction, it's 2 direct direction. So we're going to focus on this. So if you feed magnesium, don't worry, just keep on doing it. But look on the internet, you will find some things you don't like, because many times magnesium is eating the bones. It might mean in the long term that your horse is running in the field one day and that he breaks his legs because his bones get weak. So there are all kinds of things to think about. A horse normally, when you give him proper food, normal food, he will be able to get the things he needs, this body needs, to get them out of this. Like he's pretty fat, and it's not only muscles, it's also fat. I like it. I like it because it means that he's balanced. That means that he's he's healthy. I think he's pretty healthy, and also in his mind he's pretty healthy, because he's not standing next to me like I'm halfway dead, but he's standing with me. I like to be with you. I like to do something. Come on, let's do something. 4 years old. I mean, what do you expect of a 4-year-old? To be a robot? I don't. So whatever you're feeding your horse as a supplement or as a thing, be aware and make sure, think about it. Is this really the thing? Is this really the issue? When your horse is nervous, perhaps he needs more movement. Perhaps he needs another environment. Sometimes changing on a stable, just in the same line, putting him together next to another horse, that might solve some issues. Giving him a program, let him go out in the morning, let him walk upon, play a little bit, get him in, let him feed, and in the afternoon you're going to ride or whatever. I also have a program with my horses, and I noticed that these horses, for instance, are 4 months at my place, but I noticed that he gets very balanced about it, because he knows the program, and he is very good in adapting. That's one of the specialties of horses, to adapt. So, look at the source, look at what's going on. Okay, we're going to do some exercise now.